Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Wilderness Lodge. Today we're having another Disney Vacation Club discussion, just a brief one. I want to just scratch the surface on a topic, specifically the topic of transferring your Disney Vacation Club membership to someone else. And what an appropriate place. We're here at Boulder Ridge, which is a Disney Vacation Club resort, part of Wilderness Lodge. I've stayed here before, well, not at Boulder Ridge, at Copper Creek, but I love this resort. I think it's beautiful and I'm really excited to be here in a one-bedroom villa this time, and I can't wait to share it with you. So make sure you don't miss it. Follow along. All of the videos will be here on the channel soon. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about whether or not you can transfer your Disney Vacation Club membership to someone else and or add someone onto your membership. This is a question that comes up every now and again, and it's something that I don't know, I think it's worth discussing. So we're gonna get into it today. I will say we're just gonna scratch the surface. This isn't gonna be like an in-depth, detailed description of what to do, what exactly to expect. I just wanna get the conversation started. Of course, you can always share your experiences in the comments down below. This is kind of a complex thing because we are talking about like legal stuff and documents, and I'm not the person who does this. So, while I can tell you kind of what to expect and tell you what is possible, I can't give you a full breakdown of what exactly you need to do or what to expect. So just want to start off by saying that, make sure that all of our expectations have been set reasonably. Again, share your experiences in the comments down below if you're looking to help other people out and give them some insights on what's going on here. But I want to get the conversation out there. I want to answer this question. So first and foremost, if you are looking to transfer your Disney Vacation Club membership to someone else, for whatever reason, you can. This is absolutely something you can do, and there are a few different ways that you can do that. Chances are some of you are aware of Disney Vacation Club resale. This is essentially transferring your membership to someone else. For one reason or another, you're going to sell off your points, sell off your contract. Someone else is going to take that on, and you're going to transfer your contract to someone else. The same can be said if you want to transfer that contract without a sale. Maybe you want to pass it on to a family member, a friend, your kids, whatever the case may be. You can do that as well. Essentially the same process, but there are some differences, especially because it's not the process of selling the contract, it's just passing it on to someone else, transferring it, or including them on your contract. So slightly different, but similar in nature. Now I know what some of you are wondering, hold on a second, why would someone want to get rid of their Disney Vacation Club membership? Why would they want to offload a contract? There are a number of reasons why. Sometimes it's just not something that you need anymore, or you no longer like being a Disney Vacation Club member. We've talked about pros and cons of membership already. We've talked about how people's circumstances change over time, and this is just another thing you can do if your circumstance changes. If you no longer want or need or have the capacity to keep your Disney Vacation Club membership, then you can get rid of it. You can't cancel your membership. That's not possible. It's not a subscription, but you can sell off that membership or pass it on, as I mentioned. Of course, some people go the route of selling their contracts, just like I said a second ago, but there are also people who want to give it to someone who will be able to use it. Maybe it's completely paid off and they just want someone else to take on those annual dues. That's another reason that you might pass it off to family, friend, kids. Also, there are a lot of people out there who just no longer use their Disney Vacation Club membership. Maybe they're getting old, their lives have changed, they don't want to have that membership for themselves when someone else could use it and really, really enjoy it. And that's what a lot of people do as well. In fact, I think one of the most common, at least in my mind, I don't know if this is actually accurate, no numbers in front of me or anything, but I feel like one of the most common reasons to pass on membership is passing it on to your adult children, especially people who maybe got into Disney Vacation Club when their kids were young. Now their kids have kids and they're like, I'm not going to use this, I'll pass it on. That's probably one of the most common reasons. Again, guesstimation there, but I think it's a fair thing to say that people would add someone else to their DVC membership and or pass it on to someone else. Of course, some people who are at the end of their lives will also do this as well, especially because, again, don't forget Disney Vacation Club contracts are quite long. We're talking 50 years generally speaking, for a full-length contract. So it's possible that you get to a point in your life where you want to become a Disney Vacation Club member, you buy Disney Vacation Club membership, and you know that that membership is going to outlive you. There's really no delicate way to say it, just facts of life. In that case, you can, in fact, pass on that Disney Vacation Club membership to someone else, and you can choose to do it in your will, for example, or you can go the route of doing it ahead of time, making sure that all the paperwork is squared away beforehand so that when the time comes, it's a smooth transition. So that's another option as well. I do think that that's a good way to go, at least in my opinion. But look, there are also a lot of people out there who want their now adult children to be able to be part of Disney Vacation Club along with them, whether they're sharing the burden of paying for dues or whether they just want them to have access to full Disney Vacation Club perks and benefits. And so you can also add people onto your membership as well. Again, I know we've just kind of touched on this briefly in the past, but to become a Disney Vacation Club member, you do need to be at least 18 years old. So maybe you became a Disney Vacation Club member before your kids were capable of being put on the deed, being put on the contract. And so now that they're older, you want to put them on. That's another great reason to go through this whole process of transferring or adding names to your Disney Vacation Club contract, to your deed, whatever the case may be. Now again, we're just scratching the surface here. We're not going into all of the details, but if you do want to go through this process, whether you're transferring to someone else, whether you're selling, whether you're adding someone to the deed or to the contracts, it's going to take a little bit of work. And you're going to need to find a professional in order to do this. Like we've discussed in the past, we're talking about real estate here. And anytime we change information, change hands, or add people to deeds, it's going to require someone who is specialized in this field. So in order to go through this process, you're going to need a professional. I am not a professional. So that's why I'm not giving you all of the nuts and bolts about how to do this or what exactly to expect. That professional is going to be able to do that for you, especially if things change over time, if laws are different depending on the state that you're in or whatever the case may be. But again, you are going to need that professional, and they're going to go through the process of having everyone's signature in the right places, and they're going to give you the pages and pages of paperwork they're going to need to thumb through and sign, and ultimately they're going to finalize everything so everyone is where they need to be. So all the names are either off the deed, on the deed, added to the deed, whatever your situation calls for. Now, I do think it's important to note, especially if you are passing on this membership to someone else, if you're not selling, although it is going to be true for the sale as well, but there's money changing hands there. So I feel like there's the expectation that there's going to be cost. If you are passing this on to your kids, a friend, whatever the case, it is going to come at a cost. Now, the cost is not being paid to Disney Vacation Club. This is not them profiting off of you choosing to put more people on your contract or whatnot, at least not directly. You might be able to find someone through Disney Vacation Club in order to do this process for you, but it's not Disney Vacation Club that is calling for these fees. It's the fees that come along with filing paperwork and getting the proper professionals to do this for you. So I think that's important to keep in mind. This is especially important to keep in mind if you want to go through this process because you can no longer afford your Disney Vacation Club membership and those dues, and you want to pass it on to someone else. In that case, you might need to take some time to save up in order to go through this process. So know about that ahead of time, reach out to a professional ahead of time so that you can get the information that you need so you can prepare accordingly. Now, all of that said, the process is pretty straightforward. You're signing contracts, you're reading through, again, lots of paperwork, and then you're going to pass that off to the professional who's going to do the rest of the legwork so that you get squared away. Now, this can be really intimidating, especially if you've never done anything like this before, but it is pretty standard. And those of you who have ever purchased or sold property, you'll know it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff to go through, but it is a smooth process if you just take your time and make sure that you are crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. But yeah, once all that paperwork has been done and everything has been filed and all the appropriate things have been completed, then you'll be good to go. Whether you are removing yourself from the deeds, whether you're adding someone to the deed, whether you're selling it, whatever the case may be, because again, there are a handful of reasons that you might be going through this process. So the long and short of it, because I know that this has kind of been a mouthful, but I wanted to give you all the info that I have on this particular subject, is that yeah, you can transfer your Disney Vacation Club membership to someone else. People do it all the time with resale when they sell their contracts off, but they also just transfer all the time as well, and that is also an option, but it isn't free. It does come at a cost, and it is quite a bit of paperwork, but it is something that you can definitely do, and it's definitely something that I would recommend taking a look at, especially if this is something that you've been thinking about. So make sure that you're taking the time to do that. But like I said, this is a conversation, and I always want to open up that conversation to you guys so that you can share your experiences. I'm just one person with only so much experience under my belt, so it's great to hear from you guys as well. So let me know in the comments down below if you've ever done this, how the process went for you, all of the details that you're comfortable sharing that you think might help other people like yourself. You know, share those pieces of information that you wish you would have had when considering going through this process. Who knows who you'll help out? But I think that's all for now. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm looking forward to seeing what all of you have to say, and I'm hoping you'll join me in the next one. Until then, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, guys.